Evening, everyone, Global Families members and guests. I'm Kyoko Minamoto. I'm the PPR of Global Family. We are so glad to have you here today with us. So we encourage everyone to turn on your camera, but please leave your microphone on mute unless you are speaking. So let's welcome our President Joseph.
Oh, thank you so much, everybody, for joining Global Family. And tonight, I feel like we have something really, really special because we, of course, have something kind of unusual for Global Family. We have a full-blown 15 plus minute Q&A session hosted tonight by Brian Lynn. And it's very rare for us with our short meeting times to get this kind of meeting where we can really dig into a topic. And so I'm super looking forward to what we're doing tonight. And I want to encourage everybody, this is a Q&A session that we'll be doing, which means that ideally, all of us will take time to really be listening and asking questions and engaging with one another. And so this is a great opportunity. And Brian has given talks similar to this as I've been looking around online. And so I think we're in for a really good treat. I see we have a couple of guests tonight. We've got Ray, we've got Derek, we've got Doris Tsai. Thank you for joining us. And we welcome you to Global Family, like Kyoko said. And so tonight, just enjoy, get involved, get engaged. Q&A time is a wonderful time for everyone to share. And stick around with us, all of our guests, until the very end. We'll have some good announcements, have some good networking. Just enjoy. Now, tonight, our TME, or today or tonight, depending on where you are, we have a fantastic Toastmaster of the meeting. This guy, I've gotten to meet him through Global Family, and it's been really life-changing just to be able to meet a Toastmaster that's as polished and as sharp as Von Erich. And of course, we have many sharp, amazing Toastmasters here, but Von Erich, I have been really blessed to be able to meet him through our club. And so he has been in Toastmasters now for about a decade. And you can just imagine this person is all about servant leadership. When he's done general evaluations before our club, he's reminded us of the power of servant leadership, what it's all about. And he has served in different district roles, area, all the way up to trio. And so the Toastmasters world is not an unfamiliar place to Von Erich. He knows it quite well, and he's been incredibly active in District 67. I'm super happy to have him part of Global Family. And tonight, I feel like we have just powerhouses. We've got Von Erich as the Toastmaster of the day, and we've got Brian Lynn as our keynote speaker for the Q&A. And so as president, I'm just so glad we have you all as members here, and I hope everyone tonight will enjoy it. With all of that said, let's welcome our Toastmaster of the meeting, Von Erich Tandok. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, good evening from Alberta. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for that kind introduction. It's an honor to meet you as well in District 67 District Conference last April. Truly an honor. Fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Today, our theme is about an invitation to imagine, to dream, and to step beyond what is into what could be. Because our theme for tonight is Envision this. Envision this. A world where there's no fear. Your fear doesn't hold you back from speaking, from giving evaluations, from table topics, from a counter to being a timer. A moment where your confidence, clarity in purpose is at work. You envision yourself giving a speech you've always dreamed of. You envision to be a professional speaker, a great servant leader, a great mentor, coach, or maybe leading a team, or just simply standing and telling your own story. Friends, fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's envision this. It's because we have a very interesting keynote speaker for tonight. But before that, I would like to introduce and call our two great helpers for tonight's meeting, no other than our timer and, of course, our. Let's go for our timer first, no other than Patsy. Patsy, please introduce yourself in your role.
Good evening, everyone, or good morning, Canada, United States. My name is Patty or Timer. So to speed up our meeting tonight, I am serving you also every time when you finish the speech, you will see on the chat box. My invitation tonight is everybody is on time, on your time frame. Thank you. Back to our TME.
Thank you, Patsy. Thank you, our dear Vice President of our club. Now let's call on our accounter, and no other than our Vice President of Public Relations, Kyoko. The stage is yours.
Okay, thank you everyone. Good evening again. And then I will be serving as an accountant tonight, and I'll check everyone's unnecessary word, and then I'll report your unnecessary word on the chat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kyoko. Thank you very much to our two functionaries for tonight. Today, we're here to share our thoughts. We're here to share our evaluations and feedback. We are here to share our speeches. So I invite you to lean into that power because we have one great speaker. I'm referring to no other than DTM and past District Governor Brian Lin. His speech from his Pathways Persuasive Influence, Level 4 elective. This is a question and answer session, 15 to 20 minutes. So, Madam Timer, it should be 15 to 20 minutes. The speech title, Mid-Career Changes Are Quite Possible. I love this. I love this topic. A simple introduction. Brian will talk about his ideas for mid-career changes to another field or area. He will going to deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech followed by a 10 to 13 minutes of question and answer for up to 20 minutes of total time. Friends, fellow Toastmasters, I encourage you to ask questions in our Q&A forum. Please help me welcome Brian Lin. Brian Lin, stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, have you thought about a career change? Are you happy with your current job? I believe the mid-career change is becoming more frequent because there are a lot of changes in the world. For example, the AI just came up to be a prominent force in the workplace. A lot of people lost their job because of that, and people have to change. On the other hand, we all live longer these days. And if you live to, say, 95 years old, you have plenty of time. You could just be 2 person or 3 careers in your life. You don't have to stick to one job and then you retire and then do nothing. So that's why I thought this mid-career change will be an interesting topic for a lot of people here, especially for our fellow Toastmasters. I have prepared a small slide deck and I'll start sharing that. Can everybody see my screen? All right, I'll start a slideshow. All right, mid-career change. Let's look at a few people who have some famous career change. J.K. Rowling, she was in a corporation as a secretary, and she started writing Harry Potter at age of 30. And then we can go down this list and find out so many people has made their career change. And I would just point out 2 people here on this list. One is Zhang Zhongmo, Morris Chang, who's the boss of Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or Taiji Dian. He founded the company at the age of 56. And that's amazing because he's about my age. But now I have no company here, but he already started TSMC. And another famous example here is Colonel Sanders. He founded Kentucky Fried Chicken, or currently known as KFC, at the age of 62. I'm not there yet, but I'm thinking maybe I'll start something, maybe not a fried chicken, but fry something else at 62. But I'm just showing this sheet to show you that anything is possible if you set your mind to. And let's look at a little bit of my career change. You only need to know a few things. Number one, I have changed my major in college and graduate school 3 times. I've been laid off 4 times. I work and study in 3 different continents. So I have a lot of changes in my life, and I seem to be doing okay. So I feel it's about time for me to share some of my experience with you about changing career or changing the direction of your life. Right? So I would just make this, since this is a 7-minute speech, I'll make it 4 very simple steps. And of course, that if you want to have a very detailed thing, I'm still developing this into a full-length workshop. But 4 simple steps to actually change from one career path to another. Number 1 is to map all your current skills into a single piece of paper or a file. And number 2, find the minimum viable skills for starting in that new track or field. Number 3 is just compare those 2 lists and see where are the gaps. And number 4, just fill that gap. And it seems that this is simple steps, but I will give you some details, at least on the second and the third one. And this is what I come up with, my skill mapping. You don't have to read everything because this is basically me in my whole life. These are the things I do. And I just put it down all on a piece of paper, or in this case, on a single screen, so I can see all of that. But what do I mean by mapping? For example, right now I'm in biostatistics. And what can this map to? And I'll give you examples. Biostatistics, my job right now, it has biology, it have microbiology in there, plants and animal, and it also has statistics. What does statistics means in different places? It's math skills, in analytical skills, it's about numbers, it's about using computer to analyze things. It's about designs of experiment, it's about data, it's about Excel, PowerPoint, blah, blah, blah. You see, from a single job or a single field that you work in, you could actually map out so many different kinds of skills related to that particular job. And from there, you can compare to what your new career path will need. And I bet you will find a few things that's actually useful in the new career path. And if you do this exercise, you will find out you, in fact, already have quite a few things needed for your new career path. And so what's next for me if I wanted to develop this into something really useful for everybody? I have a few things I have in mind. One is to collaborate with other career coaches or mentors so we can develop this together. Or I can start collecting what everybody needs, because I know what I want, I know what I can share, but what do you, fellow Toastmasters, need if you wanted to change your career? So I would like to collect some ideas and needs from all of you here in the Q&A if possible. Number 3, I will start shooting a series of smaller, shorter videos, and each cover some topics. And just think about a career change as a series of Toastmasters speeches. And you can do 10 speeches, and before you knew it, you have 70 minutes of material you can share as a course. And that's my approach to that, because I would like to use Toastmasters platform to actually come up with ideas and collecting those ideas, make them into videos, and even just recording what I speak at the Toastmasters meeting. And I could actually develop this into a full course. And that could be more helpful to most people here. So that's the short summary of what I have done for this topic and the future direction I'm going into. So now I would like to stop sharing and start asking for your feedback. Do you have questions, or you think that some of those career change topics that may be interesting to you that needs further exploration for me? Anyone? I couldn't see everybody because
We
I
have
was
Patsy.
gallery. All right, who has questions or comments about career change topic?
I will help you
We've
here,
got
Brian. We have Patsy raising her hand.
Okay, Patsy.
Okay, great. Thank you. I was raising hand because I was a timer, but I do have a one question for you, Brian. You have been laid off 4 times. I have been laid off 3 times in different countries. Okay, during the layoff times, Brian, how did you get yourself to start over? Can you just share your thought? Thank you.
Sure. Yes. To start over, if you don't want to change your career path, it will be easier because you will just be looking for another job of similar requirement, and that could be the easiest thing to do. But a lot of people just like me, I'm not very happy or even satisfied with my current position. So when I got laid off, I want something bigger, better, and more interesting. So I looked into a different field. That's why I have that skill mapping, because every job is different. Every job description is different. So if you can map what you know to what could be the assets for the new job or the new career path, that will be better for you to get into that, because these nowadays a lot of companies are using computer algorithm to filter their candidates. So even for me, like mathematics or biostatistics, it's a skill in my current job. It may not call the same thing in the different job, but it could be the pretty much the similar or the exact same skill. So you have to know what kind of keywords they use and map that to the new one. So when the HR runs your resume through the system, your name will pop up. So that will be the easiest way. But if you have a very different career, for example, if I said I want to be a baseball player, right, from a biostatistician, that would require a lot more training and thinking and other things.
Thank you, Brian.
We have Martin.
All right, Martin.
My question will not be about the change of career, but change in subject. For example, do you use the statistics to maybe calculate if the medicines are used properly? For example, they say that if you use vitamin C with another vitamin, it's better for our health. If it's just a single vitamin, for example, it's not useful. Can you do also that kind of studies or not? As a way
Sure.
to take advantage of statistics to show what's more beneficial for our body or even for treatments or something like that. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Martin, for the question. For me, any kinds of analytical skill is useful everywhere. For example, if I use statistics on vitamin, first I will ask what kind of data can I collect on the usage of vitamin, and what kinds of analytical method in statistics I can use to analyze. Because for me, everything to use the math skill is about, number one, do you have enough data, good data? Number two, do you have a method to analyze? And for me, I know I have the methods because it's been my job as a statistician. But what I don't have is the data from the vitamin studies and the domain knowledge about how vitamin work. So these are the two gaps I have if I have to analyze the vitamins. So I have to work actively on those two areas, data and domain knowledge of how vitamin work. And with that, combining with my analytical skills in statistical modeling, I can analyze your vitamin studies or your data.
I saw Joseph first, and then next is Alex. Brian.
Hi, Alex.
Wonderful. So I'll go first. I'm glad multiple people are raising their hands. I can't wait to hear Alex's question. So when you mentioned your baseball example, I thought this was perfect because I had a question about when is a bridge too far in terms of skill gap? And how do you best assess like when the gap is too great to cover and unrealistic? And the other side of my question also deals a bit with like in this course, are you looking at people who also maybe have some anxiety when it comes to bridging the gap and changing careers? And how would you speak to somebody who maybe is a bit more anxious about the process, even though they feel they need to make a change?
All right. Number one about gap is that on one hand, we always tell people there's never a challenge that's too big, right? Number two is that if I wanted to be the best, the world's best basketball player, I may be very limited because I'm short. And if I wanted to compete with all the people that's 190 centimeters tall, and I wanted to compete with them in the baseball court, I may be going too far. But if I love baseball that much, there's so many other things in the baseball field that I could get into. And with my skills in mathematics and statistics, I could be a baseball analyst, for example, analyzing different baseball players or basketball player for the team, or I could be on the TV and talking about these people, citing all the statistics. So that's also possible. So sometimes I think the gap, when it's physical gap, like my height, that may be something that's totally too wide to cross. But if that gap is mental or it's about knowledge, these things you can learn. Maybe you cannot learn it in 2 days. But if you say, okay, I want to be an accountant 2 years from now, even I have totally no accounting skill, you have 2 years, you can probably figure out quite a few things to do in that 2 years in order to prepare you to be a minimum viable candidate. That means that some company would think, oh, this guy is good enough to hire. Even you may not know everything, but you do have to know what you know yourself and what is the minimum thing that's required in the new career path. So if you can at least get close to that minimum, you can start somewhere and then you can improve along the way. So that's would be my take on those. In terms of psychology, I think that that's some topic I never thought of because I always consider myself a very strong person mentally. But even a person like me, when I'm out of job, I still need a lot of support from my family and friends. So I could definitely add more thinking to that part of it because I think that if you think that you are afraid and you have an anxiety, the best thing to do is to reach out to your best friends and your family members and share that with them, because I would think that would be the first step. But what would be the second step? I have to think about it. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you so much.
Next is Alex.
Okay, thank you. So I want to share a bit about my experience, my working experience. So maybe I tell about my educational background first. So I studied engineering, electrical engineering for sure, to be more specific. But after I graduated, so I work as a programmer, which is a little bit related to my study background. But I didn't like it, so I changed my career as a marketing, and then after that, I changed again to be a customer service in the bicycle industry, and then after that, I resigned. So I moved to a smaller city. So at that time, I live in Taipei, and then I relocated to a smaller city in Tainan. And then the funny thing is, it's not easy to find a suitable job with my skills and my interests. So I get laid off twice. Once in the orchid industry, the other one is in the recycle industry. So my question for you is, do you consider your interest as well, and and also the options, the job vacancies offered to you when you choose when you change your career? Because for me, it was difficult to find a job vacancy which is related to my knowledge and my interests at that time. So my question to you is, do you consider your interest as well when you change your career? Thank you.
Sure, I'll consider my interest, of course, because my well-being is the most important to myself. And one concept I could bring up, this is new information here, is a Japanese term called ikigai. Ikigai means that you align everything in your life with number one is your skill, number two is your interest, number three is what the world need. And if you can combine all of that, you will have a perfect career for yourself. But if you cannot, then you could do a few things like I do here. I can find a job that the society needs, and I have good skills for that. I can use that as the main job for my income. At the same time, I can develop everything I wanted to do on the side using the money and the finances from my main job to support my other interests. For example, I have interest in photography and music, but I know I would never be a professional musician or photographer because it's very low pay. But I could have a job as an analyst, which pays quite well to support my other interests. And this way, I could still have a very fulfilled life. I can still have contribution to the society. At the same time, I know I have fulfilled my own needs to work on my hands and other things. So that's something that you may consider is what is something that you do very well that you can support yourself with that particular career path or job. At the same time, you can develop everything that you wanted to do, all your passions with the financial support from your main job. That could be something that we're thinking. And I see that the red light has been up. Are there any final questions from any of you here? If not, then we can continue talking about career paths in my next speech or in the series. And thank you everyone for your feedback today. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster Wong Eric.
Thank you, Brian. That's an eye opener. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, did you envision changing career? Well, if yes, just reach out to Brian and he will going to mentor you more in a one-on-one and help you. But thank you, Brian. This is a great and interesting topic. Now, let's move our vision to another segment of our meeting, and that is the table topics. We have 17 minutes in this session, table topics, and I would like to give control to our table topic master, Andy Kim, DTM. Andy, take it away.
Hello all. As Toastmaster introduced, I'll be the table topping master for today. Because today's Van Eric's theme really inspired me, so I tried to match the table topic questions, which is related to the theme. So my table topic is imagine this. Imagine you wake up in 2040 and I will give you some sentence and you will answer those questions. So I'd like to give my first questions to Jade. Jade Chen, are you ready?
Yes, I can take
Okay.
question.
So Jade, you wake up in 2040 where everything runs on clean energy. And then what do you look up first when you just wake up? What is the first thing you will search?
The first thing I would search when I wake up is probably exactly the same as I am living right now. That would be a cup of water, clean water, at a good temperature, suitable for a wake up from the probable nightmare last night. And the next thing would be a boiled egg, which is normally my breakfast dish. And then I will prepare for my morning coffee. I hope there will still be good coffee, and I'm still able to consume good coffee at 2040. For years, I've been keeping my life habit like that, and I can't imagine a morning without that cup of water, that glass of water, and that egg, and that good coffee. I need a good coffee. It can be different kind of coffee, maybe a cold brew, maybe a hot coffee, or a cappuccino or a latte, anything but coffee. And that would inspire the ideas that how am I going to live the day through. Yeah, so my imagination, whatever the year is, I hope when I wake up, it would be a day like what I'm living now. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much, Jade. Wow, that was really inspiring answer. Yeah, whenever, even in the future, we really need a morning routine to inspire ourselves. Thank you very much. So let's move on to the second question. The second question is, you also wake up in 2040, and your pet gains human intelligence through a digital learning chips. So your pet can talk. What's the first thing they say to you? And this question goes to Derek. Are you ready?
Me?
Yeah?
So your question is my pet can talk to
Yeah.
me. So what
Yeah.
is the situation?
Yeah, so your pet gain human intelligence through a digital learning chips. So what is the first thing your pet say to you?
Okay, during the year of 2040, my pet, I called Mr. Lucky. He's a dog. He talked to me. Okay, 2040 is coming and just wake up. And okay, master, that you are going to have a work and today, your schedule is to work far away, and I already help you to set up your transportation. And today your schedule is to see your company, and you are the master of architecture. Your building is in the Mars, so you need to take a spacecraft and talking to Elon Musk to from the Earth to the Mars to see how the building goes on. So you fly from the Earth to the Mars and see the workers working everywhere over there, and the people over there are the workers from all over the world because the world is a flat. I work there to check everything goes really well. And today is a great time that everybody work really hard. They work day and night in the Mars. That the environment is not that so good, but you still need that plan to continue to work on that time. So I feel like we need to encourage all the workers over there. So in the end of the time that we call everybody come together to give them a bonus to encourage them
to work harder and encourage them to make a schedule earlier one day. If you get a more earlier for the days, that you will get a higher bonus for there. So thank you for all of the people to work there to building the great buildings in the Mars, and that is the buildings that in the future that you can work. Then we finish this job and go back to the Earth, and my Mr. Locke here at Dog can talk with me. That is a great, wonderful day to coming back to Earth. Okay, back to our table talking master.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing your all the ambitions, and I really hope that everything becomes true.
Hope so. I didn't see the red board. Okay, just speak with my feelings. Thank you.
No, no worries. So our third question is, you wake up in 2040, it's same, and where all learning is in virtual reality. What do you want to learn first? And this question goes to Doris. Are you there?
Yes, could you repeat your question?
Of course. So all learning is in virtual reality. So you can learn everything virtually. And what do you want to learn first? You can learn anything, you know, just imagine, you know.
Okay, if I can learn everything, I want to be a sportsman because this is the the dream job, and this is not my weakness part for me. And because I really like tennis, and if in one day in 2040, I would dream that I can play with Djokovic. And to play with Djokovic, you need to play tennis very, very well. And to play tennis well, I think I cannot play in the physically. So I can play in the virtual reality with Djokovic. And what about others? Others is all okay, such like Nadal and or Federer, or the tennis players, all I like. And maybe I can learn from them. But the best part is that I can really play with them. And it's kind of the champion tennis. And I hope that this is a very beautiful memory for him because I know this is really impossible in the reality. Yes.
Right. Thank you so much. You know, if you can train well in the virtual reality, maybe that will really happen to you. So let's keep our hope on the top. So let's
Yes.
move on to the next question. And you wake up in 2040, where all schools are now museums. What do you want to see? And this question goes to, hey, Alex, are you ready?
Okay, so your question is wake up in 2040 and then all schools becomes museum.
Yeah.
What do I want to see?
Yeah, what do you want to see, or what kind of what's exhibit in that museum?
Well, this is what I think. So probably school will not be needed anymore because people can learn from anywhere, maybe from VR or anything, maybe through I'm not sure what's it called, but so that kind of building, the schools are no longer needed. So they become museums. So what I'll probably see is, well, just like any regular school, there should be like running field, or maybe sport fields or something. Um, so that is um, so first of all, I'm not sure if I will live until 2040, but just assume I will. Then what I will see is yeah, the buildings, the sport fields, and many others. That is probably what I will see if I assume the they still keep the schools, the buildings. They or probably if the schools no longer exist, they change it to something else because the space on Earth is very limited. If it's no longer used, who wants to keep it as a museum? Probably not. They will change to something else. Maybe housing or so if they keep it, probably I will still see the school as the building. If not, I'll probably will see the schools are no longer there and they'll change to housing. That is probably what I think for now. Thank you, Temple of X Master.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I know it's really challenging questions, and so I'm really sorry that I prepare all the very challenging questions today. And Toastmaster, do I have one more questions to go, or should I wrap up?
One more question.
One
More
more.
question. All right. Thank you. And I think this is the most challenging. You wake up in 2040 and where everything must be recycled. Everything must be recycled. Or is the one old throwaway item surprise you the most? Think about it. One of the some of the disposable item you have to be recycled, and there is a technique that it can recycle those disposable items. And what surprised you the most? And this question it goes to Martin.
Okay, I will return to the basics. What's the thing that we can recycle, that we are going to it? We know how to recycle, but what are the changes that we must do? Maybe because water every time is being less and less, is to know how to use it. All our water is going to be used, and not only water. Also, our disposals, but I'm not going to say what, from the bathroom is going to be converted into organics to make food. I think that it will be returning to basics about how to take advantage of a lot of garbage, to say one nice name, and convert it into uh, organic issues to make food, to make plants grow bigger and all that. This way, everything is used. I say products, for example, glass, steel, aluminum, paper, and all that is easy to recycle, but at least what in Mexico we need to recycle also is water, because in all the world water is being less and less. But if we know how to use it and recycle it, I think that we don't need more. Of course, we must recycle our mind also to every time spend less water. For example, if we say, oh, we are going to brush our teeth just with one glass of water, it's okay. But if other person has the faucet with all the water running, is going to spend a lot. I think the most important thing also is to use our brain and use properly our resources. This case, I say recycle products and also recycle water and the disposals at the bathroom to make organic food or other things. Back to you.
Thank you very much for sharing your answer, Martin. I really hope that those things really happen in the future. And thank you all the participants, and thank you for being volunteered. And of course, envisioning for the future is really difficult, but I really hope that my session really help you to think about something you've never thought about. And thanks for having me as a table topping master, and I give my control back to Toastmaster Van Eric.
Thank you very much, Andy, for giving us this imagination what's 2040 looks like. And those are possible. And to all our table topic speakers, that is envisioning. Thank you for sharing your envision 15 years from now. Now, before we will move on to the next part of our meeting, I would like to give you the difference between these two words, envision and vision. Let's tackle vision first. Vision refers to the ability to see or a mental picture, while envision is the verb meaning to imagine or picture something in the mind. So that's the great differences between the word vision and envision. Now, a while ago, I mentioned we envision about speeches, table topics, giving feedback. Well, this is it. The imagination now comes to real because I'm going to give control to our general evaluator, DTM Past District Director, Simon. Simon, it's all yours.
Hey, thank you very much. All right, now let's get into our evaluation session. And we have one evaluator today, our very distinguished Toastmaster, past District Governor, Harry Fong, will provide evaluation feedback for our speaker, Brian Lin. Over to you, Harry.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I think Brian has really done a very good job. I'm very impressed by the way he talked, and he's so knowledgeable. And well, there's a few things I like in your speech. The first thing is you have very, very good structure, and you give examples as an opening, like J.K. Rowling for Harry Potter, and you mentioned Morris Zhang for TSMC, and even Colonel Sanders for the KFC. Never too old to start a career change. That's very encouraging. And also you give suggestions, and you give the 4 steps about skill mapping, and what is the minimum viable skill, and you can compare them, compare the two lists, and then bridge the gap. And eventually, finally, you give a suggestion, find coach and collect leads, shoot short videos, and even develop the course. I think that's very educational for someone who has the intention to have a career change. I think that's really wonderful. And also you give your personal stories that you in your education, also in your job change. That's very, I think that's very useful. And also the Q&A section, you use 10 minutes, and I think you can handle all the question very nicely. And it shows that you are actually you have very deep knowledge in this area, and that you're giving very good suggestion to the people who answer the question. I think it's really fantastic. Well, if there's some area for improvement, I think it's in the Q&A, which is the main part of the speech. You have 10 minutes doing that, and actually you did very, very well. Maybe the only thing I can find, for example, in Patsy's speech, actually her speech, I feel that she wants to know how to handle in a more mental way or psychological way when you have to start over. That's not easy because she herself has had that experience. So maybe you want to address her feeling first, rather than go and in a logical, analytical way. The next thing is perhaps maybe 1 or 2 speakers, they use 1 or 2 minutes, very long, to tell his own story and then ask the question. So maybe you want to get help from the TME when they ask the question, use 1 or 2 sentences. Then you can give your time more to answer the question. So all in all, I think this is wonderful. It shows how knowledgeable you are. And actually you have put a lot of thinking because you have experience doing that. So I think you've done a wonderful speech. So next time if you do the Q&A section, maybe you can consider this. Address the feeling and also maybe shorten the question to 1 or 2 sentences. That's all. Thank you. Back to you, Simone.
Okay, thank you very much, Harry. Okay, now let's hear from our timer. Patsy, could we have a time report, please?
Yes, I have already put every the time count on the chat box. The very last one was actually for evaluator Harry, 3 minutes 29 seconds. Well done. Thank you, everyone. Back to you.
Okay, so I'm just having a look. Thank you, Patsy. I'm just having a look at all of the timings to see if everybody was within the time limit. Looks like everybody was within time limit. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. And how about our counter report? Could I call on Kyoto, please?
Yes, my report is on the chat. So everybody has a good job today, and then you can see your result of from the report from our counter on chat box. Is it okay?
Okay. I think, this is a good time for our timer and our counter to also have a chance to speak. So would you mind just quickly running through it for us?
Okay, so for the speaker, Brian, he has no flowers. That was really good job. Even though he has a lot, he has a lot of questions, and it's excellent. And then also a table topic, Jade, 3R and 2 dot, direct 1 double clutch and 2R, and Doris 2R and 3 and, RX 4R, and Martin no fillers and Andy no fillers. Great job. And also from the evaluator and Harry 4 and 2R and 2 double clutch. That's all from my report. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kyoto. Okay, now we're doing very well for time. I have 1 minute to complete my mission for the general evaluator report. Well, what can I say? I think everything ran very smoothly. I'm particularly sensitive when meetings have unnecessary extra things, and we didn't have that tonight. So that was wonderful. And so everybody played their roles very well. All of our session masters, of course, our timer, our counter, everybody did a stellar job. So that's what makes this club so good. It runs like clockwork, and let's keep it that way. I also am very pleased to hear Harry's wonderful evaluation. He focused entirely on the project requirements, the purpose of the project, which was the Q&A part, and gave mentioned some very good observations and also suggestions. So wonderful job to everybody. And now I'd like to return the stage back to, who am I returning it to? To our Toastmaster, Von Eric. Over to you.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you very much for being our general evaluator tonight, and to all the functionaries, Patsy, to our evaluator, Harry Fong, and of course, to our accountant, Kyoko. Tonight, as we come close to our meeting, let's take a moment to reflect on our theme of Envision This. Tonight, we saw vision in action through speeches by Brian Lin our table topic speakers, our impromptu thoughts, our evaluations, all driven by imagination and courage. The speakers dared to share their vision, and in doing so, it inspired us to see new possibilities in ourselves, in the world around us. Remember, fellow Toastmasters and guests, every achievement begins with a vision. It doesn't matter how small, whether it's speaking with more confidence, or probably running a meeting, or simply taking one brave step outside your comfort zone. I encourage you, if you can envision it, then you're already half there. Do you believe me? I believe in that. So today, as we live, ask yourself, what do I want to envision next? But more importantly, the question is, what will I do to make it real? Thank you very much. It's an honor to be your Toastmaster again tonight. Thank you for being here, to our guests, for showing up, not just with your presence, but with courage. Keep envisioning, keep growing. I will give control now to our dedicated president of our club, Joseph. Thank you for being a lovely audience.
Thank you so much, Von Eric. That was fantastic hosting. I know, I'm listening. I know I can see you, my cat. Okay, so I greatly appreciate what we had tonight. Simone's so right. Ran like clockwork. Everything's so smooth. And I really loved that we took Tracy's feedback from our last meeting. And with table topics, we got to hear from a lot of guests. That's just so fantastic. Now, before I move into letting our guests give a bit of feedback verbally, just a few things. One is we're going to be inviting Kyoko to help us take a group shot for everyone in our meeting. And so, Kyoko, if I can ask you to lead that for us.
Okay.
Great. And it looks like my cat will be in the...
Okay.
Thanks, Shadow.
So, all right.
Shadow, there's a cat here too. Okay.
Okay.
I can take picture. Just 1, 2, 3. Another one. Wait a moment. 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. I will post on the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate that. Great. All right. Don't mess with the screen. Thanks. Second thing I have is just a brief announcement. We have a wonderful event that'll be coming up, which is our marathon on November 2nd. Now, you'll have noticed that tonight we had one really great quality, and that speech marathon is put together by, so you can see that here. I'm gonna grab this guy. All right. Okay, so we have 7 speakers, 7 evaluators, and this is just a really wonderful opportunity to see what we have to offer as Global Family. And so I highly encourage everybody to mark your calendars and come and check us out. And what you'll notice too is not only do we have really good speakers, but also great evaluators. And so we welcome you to invite friends, invite other club members, come and check us out and see what we're all about. And just mark that calendar date, November 2nd, for the speech marathon. And a huge shout out to Patsy for taking the time to put together this big event. I think it's going to be wonderful. So that's my main announcement. And the second announcement I have, if you came as a guest tonight, we have just a very simple form for you to fill out. And it's just a few questions like your name, what did you think of our meeting, if you have anything that you'd like to share with us, and if you'd like to be a member. Global Family is an advanced club, but we always look for new members. It's great to have more voices in our club. All right, now, with that said, okay, thank you, buddy. Okay, so with that said, I'm not used to having a Caroline. Anyway, so thank you everyone for your patience. With that said, I'd like to give all of our guests an opportunity to say hello, to share a little bit. This is our networking session. And basically, you can tell us just your name, what district you're from, and what brought you here tonight. And so I'd like to start with, I think, the first guest who showed up tonight, which was Doris Tsai.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Doris. I'm from Taiwan. My purpose, I'm so thank you for Pacey and for Eric. We are the member of the New Venture Club. And I also know that Pacey is always welcome us to join or to participate in the Global Family Club. So this is, I think this is good timing, and I like the speech topic here, and this is the purpose I come here. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming, Doris, and feel free to continue coming out. And yes, as Patsy mentioned, we are buddy clubs, and so Global Family is always very excited to see more people from New Venture and to get our schedules worked out so more of us can come and visit you. I think that'll be really great. I know Von Eric is a regular visitor along with Patsy. Great, wonderful. And then if I could say hello to our unofficial photographer tonight, Shan, could you say hello?
Thank you for everyone. I am also from Taiwan. I am so impressive for the table topic session question, because every question I just draw a blank. I cannot answer any question. There is overseas member can decide such beautiful, such special question. I learned it. Thank you. Back to the Joseph.
Thank you so much, Shannon. It's great to see you. And yes, the questions I found to all be very interesting. I think it's a great session when all the questions you hear really make you think, like, how would I answer that? Oh, it's such a good challenge. Wonderfully done. And then our next guest, Alex. It has been a long time since I've seen you. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Yeah, thank you. So I talked to Alex Huang this afternoon. So I think maybe it's okay to see around the Global Village Toastmasters. So I'm actually officially a DTM, but not distinguished Toastmaster. I'm a discontinued Toastmaster. So I'm no longer a Toastmaster member. I'm currently in Indonesia, Jakarta. So I used to be in Taiwan until last year. No, not last year. Yeah, last year. Then I relocate to my home country, to Jakarta, to continue the family business. Because I'm too busy, so I no longer can be a member of Toastmasters. What else do you want to know? So I want to say hi to everyone. Yeah. So I know some of you. I know you, Joseph. I know Harry Fang. I know who else. Yeah, I think I know Simon. Yeah, I think that's all. I think I'm just happy to be here tonight. Thank you.
Wonderful. I was so touched to see you. When I saw that name pop up, I thought, oh, that's a familiar name. I haven't seen that name in quite a while. Well, if you ever find yourself with some time in the evening and just want to come out and to interact, we would love to have you. And I think it was just so good to have your voice a part of our meeting tonight. It would be great to hear from you again. And another guest I haven't seen for a while. Okay, so I think maybe a few weeks ago, I started messaging Martin again, because when I first joined Global Family, he was one of the first couple of people that I spoke to that I had no idea who this person was. And he is filled with so many great ideas, a lot of good energy. And so, Martin, it is so good to see you tonight. How has life been, and what do you have going on?
It was a great day to start the day. For me, it's 7 a.m. So it's starting the day, not in the evening. That's why when I don't attend, for example, I am giving two breakfasts to my dogs and watering plants, doing many things. But today that I read mid-career changes are quite possible, I don't want to change of career, but maybe in my question, yes, to use technology and data science and all that. And I say, you are really good to learn from people from Asia because you are always so knowledgeable and you are higher in all that knowledge that I think I always learn from you. And I can show also a magazine when I was a Toastmaster in Canada in 1997, 1998. Maybe many of you were not born that time. And in the picture, there were many people from China and from Asia. That's why I always learn from you. And I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And as always, just wonderful energy. It's really great to hear from you. Thank you. And then, so we are an international club, yes, but we also belong to a specific district, which is District 67 in Taiwan. And we are part of the Area D1. And tonight we have our area director, Derek Chun, who came to visit us tonight. Derek, good to hear from you. Good to see you tonight.
Okay, thank you. That's my pleasure to be here. And you brought me here. And I think this is a great club. That the topic today, I feel a sense of the closing because our speaker Brandon say he got laid off 4 times, 2 times better than me. So I feel not so alone. And the topic is really great. That Envision. I talk about a lot of imagination to the world. So this is a great, very fantastic tabletop session tonight. So this is a wonderful club that even though now it's 11 p.m. in Taiwan and 7 a.m. in different country, but it's a great connection to standing in Taiwan and to learn from all of you globally with no time jet. That is really great. So thank you all to giving us the wonderful night and learning a lot from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great to hear from you, Derek. And I'm really touched that you made it out to visit our club. Thank you, our dear area director. Wonderful. Well, with that said, we have heard, I believe, from all of our guests tonight who are still online. And thank you so much for making time to share with us and to just give us a bit of your time, give us some thoughts with the topic tonight. We hope to see you again soon. Before I officially close the meeting, I want to ask, are there any announcements from our other members from other districts or some online events that you would like to promote during this time? I'm not sure if maybe Kyoko or Andy, if you have anything that you'd like to promote.
Okay, so our conference this time is will have April 18th and April 19th in Hokkaido, Japan. So I'll announce later. And if you are interested in our conference, please join us. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, Hokkaido. Great. And on April 18th and 19th. I will mark my calendar. It's very close to my wife's birthday. So great, wonderful. Andy, anything from you?
Now I feel like I need to advertise the District 93 conference, but I'll give the more detailed information. But I will be in Taiwan because my home club is having a joint meeting with the Legacy Toastmaster. So hopefully I can catch some of you guys in January.
Oh, in January. Great. Do you have your specific dates already?
The joint meeting will be January 23rd. But I will stay there from January 22nd to 26th.
Great, wonderful. Well, if you don't have a completely full schedule, please send me a message. We should put together a little dinner. That would be great.
I need to buy you a dinner, right?
What? Oh, please. No. Great, wonderful. Okay, any other announcements people have? Simone, I know that you are a great hub of Toastmasters knowledge with all of your clubs. So if you have anything, please let us know.
So many things, but just everybody get ready, put it in your on your calendars for the District 67 2026 District Conference. It will be in the south of Taiwan, in Kaohsiung. And I'm working with the team. We're already up and running. So it's going to be great. April 25th
Wonderful.
to 26th.
There we go. I've got it. So we'll all go over to Japan for their district conference, and then you guys all come over here. I love it. Thank you so much, Simone. Fantastic. Well, I think that's probably it for all of our general announcements, unless anyone has anything else. I'll open the floor for just a moment. All right. Well, I think that seems to be it. Okay. Well, thank you everyone again for joining Global Family. So good to spend time with you. And again, November 2nd, we're going to be having a speech marathon. This is like a party for Global Family. So please, please, please bring a friend. Let's get a big, nice audience together to make this online speech marathon something really memorable. And thank you so much, everybody. I now call the meeting adjourned. Feel free to hang out and say hi for a bit, or for all of those who are very late, go get some rest, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.